Okay, let's talk about the 7 books I finished in January. This is gonna be my January wrap up, and I'll review them, or like give them a rating to every book I read. And yeah, let's get started. I think I'm gonna start with my favorite so far, because I just finished this, Six of Crows, and it's the first book I ever like annotated. Every time I thought something was like cute or something, I was like, let me underline that, let me highlight that real quick. So this one is a book about 6 kids. They're all like 16 and 17, and you get to go back and forth, and each character gets a POV, so you follow every single character. They're all the main characters, and I just love learning every single one of their backstories, and it made them also like special to me, because then you think about it, oh my god, you think about it and they're just little kids, so they all grew up differently, and some of them have powers. Kaz, he's the main one, he's the one that got the group together. He's kind of been on his own for a long time, so he had to learn how to like steal and play tricks and stuff like that to get his way. And they gave him this like mission to go on this heist. They break into a prison basically and get this guy who's made this drug that heightens everyone's like powers, or yeah, it just like heightens them. It makes them really addicted to it and they go crazy. So they offered him like 4 million kruga, that's what they call the money in this, to go get this done. So he gets the team of people, and they're all so, I just fell in love with every single character. There's a bunch of like tension between characters too. Yeah, it's just so good. There's 3 books before this, like a series before this one, called, I think it's Shadow and Bone, and a lot of people are saying that if you read that one you'd understand like the magic system and things in this one better. And maybe I didn't read it, so the first half I was, not even the first half, kind of like this much of it, I was like not understanding it, it wasn't clicking. It didn't grasp me right away until you got to learn more characters and more of their backstory, and that's kind of what got me. But it was still easy to follow and understand after that. I think you would understand the magic system better and like where you were at if you read Shadow and Bone, but you don't have to, I guess. Anyways, I can't wait to read the second one. I rated this one a 4.5. Next, the first book I finished in January was The Handmaid's Tale. I've been wanting to read this one since forever, and I finally did, and it was very deep, and I also liked the way she wrote, and like it would go, like she would have flashbacks of her life before, and it like helped kind of understanding her character. Like, I don't know, it was, I don't even know how to describe how I feel about this book. I did start watching the show also. I'm on episode 4, and I've had friends tell me that they like stopped watching because it got like a little too deep and stuff, and that's kind of how I felt about the book, like just going back and forth, and I was, I don't know how to describe it, but I rated this one a 5-star because it was so good. Everyone and their mother has read this series, so I was like, okay, let me get into it. I started it with I did like the beginning, and then the middle kind of felt like a little slow, and the ending was really good too. But I don't know, I feel like I expected more, but then at the same time people would be like, yeah, you just have to get through the first one, you just have to get through the first one, and I did. I did buy the second one, I just haven't started it yet, but that's another thing. I like the ending, but it also didn't leave me like, okay, I need to read the second one like right away. But yeah, it was pretty good. I did enjoy her story of her coming up with like her family and the struggles that she went through versus like her sister and like everyone else in her family. She's cute, but I didn't like fall in love with any of the characters either, and I think I just need to read the rest of it to fully understand their stories. It wasn't that crazy for me, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna read the rest of the series because I've heard many good things about it from many of my close friends and just people online too. So, and then I did rate this one 4 stars. Okay, let's get into some mafia romance. So I read the first one in the Maid series like a few months ago, and I started the second one, and this is The Maddest Obsession. So the first one follows Nico and, oh my god, what's her name? Elena. And Nico and Elena. The second one follows Nico's stepmom. Well, she was married to his dad, he passed away, and in this book she doesn't want to take a new husband because she was married off young, and then she got her second husband after he died. He had to set her up with someone else, and now he died and she just wants to be a free woman, and she's so like spontaneous and messy and still like figuring herself out. She has like a drug problem, and then she meets this FBI agent that works for Nico's family. He's obviously like a dirty FBI agent. He's also not Italian, he's Russian. Everyone else in the books are like Italian. You have to marry Italian, you have to, you know. But this FBI agent, he's Russian, and he's kind of like the opposite of her. He is like super like OCD, doesn't like to have fun. He is just there. And I listened to the audiobook of this one just because I had a credit of it, so I listened to the audiobook, and I don't know if it's because of the dude's voice in the audiobook, but I like hated him. I didn't like hate him, but like I just didn't like him as much. Like I wasn't like in love with him. Like with this first one, I was in love with Nico. I was in love with Elena. Wait. Yeah, Elena. I was like in love with both of them. And then this one, I did love her, but the Russian man, he just like, wait, what's his name? Christian just like didn't do it for me. So I rated this one 3.5. They're like mafia romance book I read. I listened to the audiobook of this one. That's why I don't have the copy with me, but I read Lights Out a couple months ago, and I listened to Caught Up, this one. I loved Lights Out a lot more than Caught Up, just because Lights Out was so funny. Josh was so funny, and Allie and him, I liked their relationship, and there was a plot, like there was a murder in that one. The second one, it's with another Nico, Junior and Lauren. Lauren is an OF model. He's the eldest son. His dad runs like the mob, and he's like trying to get out of it because his dad always sticks him in like these messy situations and stuff like that, these like horrible jobs. So he's like trying to get out, and he's liked Lauren since they were like in school because they dated back then. And there is some stalking in this one too. There's stalking in the first and Lights Out, and I think I like that one a lot better because of that too. Like the stalking in this one was kind of like, I don't know, he just followed her and was like super like overprotective of her, and like that's cute and all, but I don't know, there was a bunch of like, this one was super spicy, and I think a big part is because of what she does for her job. Like it talks about it a lot more, but they do find like kinks they're both into together, and that was kind of cute. But at some points I was like, okay, this is a lot, and I'm like listening to it, so it's like in my ear. They're like, I'm like, oh. So yeah, I think I forgot what I rated though, and let me look it up real quick. Oh, I rated that one a 3.5 stars, which makes sense. The next one was The Midnight Library. I started this book and I was like, okay, like damn, it's gonna get deep. Like it kept being like, oh, 4 hours until she decides she's gonna kill herself, and then when she decides, she ends up at this midnight library where you can pick up any book and it's like a different way your life could have gone. So she was be like, okay, what if I did marry him? What would my life look like then? And then she could choose if she wanted to live in that life or go back to her real life. I really enjoyed the message of like, dude, the power is in your hands to like change your life and make it better and different. Like, you have all the power in the world to be happy, you know what I mean? And there was parts, like, I really enjoyed the beginning and the end, but the middle I was just like, girl, get a grip, because she would go back and see that a small decision that she changed that didn't happen in this life, like, could ruin a big part of the life that she knew. Like, her brother could be dead, or something else horrible could have happened if she didn't do what she did in her original life. Like, if she changed just that slight thing, and she would come back and still be like, oh, I still want to kill myself. And I mean, I think it's because I'm not in that mindset right now that I didn't fully like understand her, because right now I am like trying to be like, okay, I'm unhappy, I need to leave. I know I would be so much happier if I left this job, so I'm just gonna leave it. Like, things like that. Like, that's what I've been trying to do right now in my personal life. So reading that and her being like stuck, I just wanted to like shake her and be like, you got it. Like, you know, wake up. But it was a really good story and a really good message. I rated it at three stars. Lastly, it's Where's Molly. I actually really loved this book. She is I read Haunting Adeline a few months ago, and I remember finishing that book and being like, okay, I need to grab the second one like ASAP, and I just haven't, because they're huge. Okay, they're so fucking long. But apparently in Hunting Adeline, the second book, the main character Molly in this one writes in a journal, and those journal entries are in between chapters of the second book. So if you read that one, you'll understand her character a little better. But I didn't read it, and I love this book so much. Molly goes through a lot, and in the first chapter you find out that her parents are pieces of shit, okay? Literal pieces of shit. And she has this little sister she wants to take care of. Her dad then sells Molly off to someone else, so he has money for his like drugs and shit. And then she finds a way out where she ends up getting this farm, this pig farm, and she starts working with somebody who, their name is Legion. She starts working with them. They just send her bodies and she feeds them to her pigs. And they're people that have been like pedophiles, rapists, people, just like horrible people, right? So yeah, she does that, and then she meets this guy in the process of doing that. His name is Cage, and he also works for Legion. He kind of does creates like fake IDs for them, for people that need it. Yeah, he creates fake IDs, and that's how they met. And there's a whole story there. They hadn't seen each other for like 9 years, and he kept just like thinking about her and everything, and it was really cute. It was cute. The spice in it is kind of crazy. Some parts it's not that bad, but there are a lot of trigger warnings, so read them if, yeah. Oh, I rated that one a 4.5, so yeah, it was really good. Anyways, thank you for watching. That's the 7 books I read this month. Hopefully I read more this month, but